Oh, yeah. Sorry. Just doing some like setting for the OBS system today. So yeah, thanks for your watch and thanks for your time. And yeah, it's July 13th, and it's Tuesday, and we just have another record high in U.S. stock market. So yeah, this is Sparrow, aka Investment Mentor, and thanks for watching and your time. And in today's live stream, we're gonna have a check into what's going on with the recent U.S. stock market record higher and higher, and to see because this week he's just after it's like July 13th, just after July 10th. So it's coming to the earnings season for the second quarter 2021, and we also gonna see like what's going on and who are the top performer in the second quarter. And then we gonna obviously I think a lot of you might have known that like meme stocks just like suffering a lot like recently. So in my in my latest short videos and live stream, I have like mentioned like over and over again, like a lot of the meme stocks like just like just like financial scam, and obviously they are like pulling back, and like AMC, GME, or the meme stock Queen and King are not like pulling back as hard as the others, maybe just like manipulated or I mean conspire or colluded those meme stocks. We're just gonna have a quick look, like check through them, and then we're gonna have talk real quick about some of the craziest, the super market mover in the past few days. Okay, so and also like I want to mention a little bit about the potential market crash. Again, it's like mentioned by a lot of the financial experts, like YouTubers, like professionals, like over and over again. And I want to quote like one of the most like popular YouTubers like opinion about the upcoming, the potential financial market crash. And that's this, I mean, these are like something we have to pay attention to, especially for this week or in the third quarter, from July to July, August, and the September. Okay, so yeah, let's go. So let me do the setting. Started from here. Okay, so let's see if we have some like comments here, and thanks for your, I mean, comments and your thoughts. Yeah, good morning. It's like the SGOC, like someone is talking about skinny like a stick, skinny like a SGOC dying. We're gonna talk a bit about like SGOC later today. It's also one of the market mover in past weeks. And okay, someone is like mentioning WORX. I haven't paid that, but we definitely do. FANG, as mentioned last week, it's they're the main driver to push the NASDQ index to record high, as well as the S&P, and then later on extended to Dow Jones Industrial Average this Monday. Have a quick battle. Okay, so right here. Okay, so once again, it's like July 13th, Tuesday again, the week of second quarter earnings season, along with US stock market record high and higher over and over again. So the stock market vibe remain hyper and exciting right now. So let's be hyper and excited too, guys. And before everything, like once again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a lawyer nor accountant. So this channel is totally created for entertaining and educational and the informational purpose only. And we're not doing any financial advice, okay? So we're not responsible for your loss and profit. And please always do your own research, investment research and analysis, or have your own like a financial advisor to make your wise, smart investment and trading decision. Okay, so we're not responsible for anything. Okay, so never come to me if you have any loss, but do remember me if you are making any sweet and yummy profits. Okay, so in today's live stream, let's keep a close eye on some of the major hot ongoing topics, and I have put some of the important news links in the description box down below this video regarding the hot topics going on this week. Please take a look over them to stay closely updated to the financial and stock market, and I really hope you won't miss out some great opportunity to take some profit this week as always. Okay, as for second quarter earnings season, it seems that that's the second quarter earnings season. So we can see, obviously, if you just simply search like earning, okay, if you want to add in like a quarter two is fine. Like you're gonna see a lot of like banking stocks I mentioned here. Okay, so obviously it seems that a banking sector keep outperforming in the second quarter. So we're going to, that's why we're going to take a look at some of the major US banks' recent price chart and have some technical analysis to see if there are some like sweet yummy cakes to bite for both like short-term trading and long-term investment strategy for today's live stream. Okay, but like before that, we gonna understand that like I think a lot of the audience like checking YouTube and like Reddit or Twitter for like financial advice, or those are those people with like high risk tendency, right? So probably like a lot of you have been like trading like meme stocks or like cryptocurrency stocks. So, but if you are one of them, we note that like most of meme stocks have like suffered a lot from terrible, tragic pullback recently, and they have been some like other than like meme stock though, they have been some like shocking truths bumped out yesterday or from last Friday, from last week. Like I also mentioned that I also quote the ticker, the name in the description box, like MDIA, STFC, SGOC, OSAT. OSAT is one of the ticker I just got from my friend, from my handsome friend who was a singer, who was a producer, and has a lot of connection with like hedge fund and private equity funds in Hong Kong and Japan. So they're looking after OSAT. That's why it's we're gonna check into that. It's looking pretty crazy today. So some of them just like surged a couple hundred or even over 100,000% in the past few days, in the past few trading days, which extremely crazy, insane, and abnormal, right? But I mean, like in few days, the return is like couple 100% or even like 1,000%. Can you imagine you can use like 1 million to get like 10 or 15 million in just a week? It's not like, you probably can only do that in casino, right? But definitely, it's definitely awesome. I mean, these targets are definitely awesome for us to take a look and keep a close eye on along the way, okay? So let's try to dig in to have something insightful and helpful for your trading investment in the live stream today. And we're gonna have some like charting. We're gonna look into the chart for the meme stock recently and some of the super mover we just mentioned. Okay, let's do it. And once again, like Webull, like personally, I'm not only using Webull, I'm like using like Interactive Broker and Bloomberg, and also like Futu as my like a broker to trade. But like in my YouTube channel, I would like to use like Webull more because like the more like user friendly, audience friendly. It's much easier for us to understand and much easier for me to showcase and display. And so how's good? All stock, I mean all the stocks that there's yeah, you can see that the top one is like OSAT. It's just recommended by my lovely friend who called Alex. I love Alex, right? So okay, OSAT, man, it's like sure, it's like almost 100%. But he told me about this ticker yesterday. I wish I already entered, but I didn't. So that's my fault. But we're gonna check into more detail about the profile of OSAT. But before that, I was gonna see like meme stock, right? We just say that meme stock just suffer a lot. You can see. Let's see the daily chart. If you can see like the Nokia, I mean, for all the meme stocks, it's just a pullback like 30%, 50%, or 100%. No, of course not 100%. Probably like the most could be like 60 to 80, 90% in the in June and July. And the in the end of like May and the beginning of like June, a lot of news and a lot of like discussion on the web, but still like trying to like prop like meme stock. But I mean, at the time I already said it's just so abnormal. And I mean, meme stock always have no fundamentals. And for like technical, like maybe you can trade like AMC or GME. You can do not if you always go long for meme stock, you're gonna fucked. You have to do like both long and short flexibly, okay? But for a lot of the tickers just like pop out like after GME, AMC, like more than like 70% of them are just faked or manipulated or just like a scam. Let's see what's going on. So you can see like Nokia. Let's see like like Sundial. What the fucking chart is this? AMD. What the fuck is this? If you go for long only, you probably fucked. You already went broke or bankrupt. Okay. Wish, BlackBerry. Okay. Like some of them just have like 1 day or 2 day or 3 day surge and then just like plunge into fucking the hell, okay? And some of them can just like remain a little bit longer and just like pull back like slowly, but you know what I'm saying, right? Wendy's, okay, just 2 days, 3 day surge and fucked up. And CLVS, right? Just have a period of like pulling back, consolidation. But all of the meme stocks is so bad, okay? Like CLVS, 1 day, 2 day surge. Like CRSR, Corsair Gaming was I mentioned a lot in GameStar, right? So do you still gonna, I mean, please, do you still, are you still gonna have any conviction in like the Wall Street backing Reddit? Come on. No, okay. Like DraftKings is one of the things we can talk about in meme stock. DraftKings is a meme stock, but it's also one of the major pick of like Cathy Wu, the US stock queen. We just mentioned about that in the live stream last Friday, so you can check it there. So for me, like personal 2 cents, I think like DKNG, DraftKings. Later on, if you have time, you can check into the profile, the fundamental, the technical of that. I think that's one of the best meme stock we can look into, because DKNG DraftKings is not only a meme stock, but it's also one of the aggressive stock with a lot of valuable outlook we can chase after. And POTR is another good pick. You can also look into that. So that's why the up and down is just not happen in only like 1 to 3 days or a few days. Okay, this is kind of meme style like Blink. I mean some of the, but anyone you can see like generally the trend from meme stock just like pulling back very like altogether, right? So I mean, even if the US stock market is having a record high, so that's the thing I also mentioned earlier before. I mean, when the general market, when the US stock market is breaking out to have like a record high, like meme stock, that's the time for meme stock to suffer, because like US stock market, the major indices and those like top like giant stocks are, I mean, they run their business, or they have their solid business, so they go up and down for the solid reason, okay, because of their earnings, because of their operation, because of their business model. So when they are growing, of course the smart money will go for that and will retreat from the gambling asset like meme stock. Okay, so that's why the difference is happening when the US stock market just have a record high, and the FANG, S&P, NASDQ just have a record high. The money, the capital will just retreat from meme stock. And when will be, I mean, at least that's the experience. That's just what happened in the past like half a year. When is the time for meme stock to pick up? It's usually, I mean, in the past half a year, it's usually a time for the US major indices or the major stock to have a consolidation. So those like a capital have nowhere to go, but they still need to find some stocks, find some asset, find some way to gain the return. So they will use like all strategy. They will spend they will spare no expense, like buckle down and just do whatever they can to make the return, to make some better return than the major indices and the major stocks. So that's when the meme stock would have the chance to perform. Okay, so that's gonna be a lot of different stories to talk about, right? We also talk about that manipulation, like a scam, like plotting and all that shit behind meme stock. But that's a basic concept, okay? If you know what I'm talking about, see if we have comments. Okay, yeah. Once again, like because I'm if you if you ever check into my description, like I used to be a financial guy and banking guy as well. I got a few months experience in Wall Street and years of experience in Hong Kong as a global institutional sales and trader for equity, futures, and funds. So, but like since last year, because of the COVID, because of the pandemic, I just temporarily moved back to Taipei to. That's how I just started the channel on YouTube, and so I'm like a I mean, I'm making no money right now. I'm having no salary now. Right now, I'm like just you know, just okay, living with my saving. And if you don't mind, if you would like to support the channel, if you like to support me, okay, I put the link, the donation link down below this descriptional box. Like, please, I mean, just donate whatever you like, whatever you can, $10, $100, whatever. Okay, so that's totally highly appreciated. And what I was going to say, okay, we're going to check the okay, so obviously we just have some like chit chat in the chat room so far, and without some like a meaningful question, but so let's keep going. That's just like, okay, so we were saying like most of the meme stats like pulling back, okay. Then AMC just like drop and plunge, especially in July. And so after meme stock, we were gonna see like some of the super market mover. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it goes just as you can see the chart. The first one, if you are looking at my like trading system, like there are some like tickers here like OSAT, STFC, State Audio Finance, Luckin Cafes. We're not gonna talk about much detail about that, but like TPST, Tempest, Therapeutics Incorporation, and SGOC, SGOCO Group, MDIA, Mediacor Holding. We're gonna check into some of okay, so OSAT just like went crazy today, but yesterday in the like past few days we can see like SGOC just went crazy. SGOC, it's kind of like a Chinese link stock, and the headquarters is in Hong Kong, and the stock just went crazy last Friday without any like pre-discussion. The stock just went like surged over like 500% last Friday, and another 100 over like 100% yesterday. Holy, the high, I mean, compared to the high and low in the past 2 days was about like 105, like 1,500%. It's like 15 times if you catch the chance. But one of my friend I just talked about, Alex, he just music producer, but have another connection of those like hedge fund, private active fund from Japan and Hong Kong. This trade, he's bought in for more than $1 million last Friday before the market closed last Friday, and he just closed all the position when the price was around like 25 to 28. So he made what he made. He's got another house, or you know, just like some like a Porsche, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 Ferrari in just 1 or 2 days. And I was like, okay, because my friend Lex is a Chinese, you know, I understand that he got a lot of connection with like some friends from, the second generation of like Chinese government, Chinese communist government. So they always have a lot of insights or insider information to do the so-called manipulation or collusion or whatever. Those like rich kids can also make $1 million overnight or what. So I'm not really poor to be a homeless guy yet, but I mean, compared to those, sometimes I will feel so, I will envy a lot. But it's mentioned in my previous videos, like in the time of the disasters, I just calm down. Like my first priority is not about trading, investment. It's not about money anymore. It's about the true value that we can have with our family and friends and all that. So when I look at the chart, when I just heard of the information from my friend Lex about making $1 million overnight, I was like, oh, that's so good. But it's fine. I just congrats for that, and then I will just come down and do my own work. Okay, but hold on a second. I gonna take a coffee. Okay, but before that, just check into the chart here. To see like what's the stop loss and profit taking. And you can do it then. Okay. Sorry about that. What's the sound? It's a fucking alarm. It's a sound about. Okay, so it's an hour after the market open, but we can see that no, it's another. I mean, although the market is hyper exciting, but nothing really special for the day. S&P 500 is up for just like, it's about the flat, and it's about the S&P 500 is fucking about flat. While Dow Jones Industrial Average is down for about like 0.21%, and NASDQ is up for about like 0.26%. Okay, so let's keep looking into some of the super mover chart or some of the super mover. Another one I was going to talk about is about STFC. Because the time is really limited, let's mention about the tick and just have a quick check into the chart of the super movers, the chart. But definitely, I put some of the links and the names, the tickers in the description box down below the video. Please check into that, and never forget to check into the description box for more detail, and okay, please never forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Okay, like and subscribe, and okay, because like and subscribe and make some thoughtful, constructive comments. We will always, just have some like a lucky draw, have some to give away some the US dollar cash reward, the cash gift to those who leave the most comments and thoughts. Especially those who leave the most constructive and meaningful comments in the short videos and live stream. Okay, well, because seriously, I have this support. That's how I can just quit my job from Hong Kong, New York, and just simply do this like fucking like YouTube streaming. Okay, because we have a lot of money to support. We have a lot of money to give. And we're gonna do some like charity things. We're gonna do some good things. So when you leave some comment, don't leave the shit. Leave some constructive, insightful, and you know, comments with your love and your passion and your passion. Okay. So STFC it's just an insurance company, and it has some like M&A project coming up, so that's why you just search over like 300% in just one day yesterday. And so, do you have any insider information for this ticker? I mean, it's gonna be a lot of like story to talk, like, because for this kind of price chart, there's never gonna be angel behind. Only it's gonna be a lot of E. But for this ticker, I have no much insight. I don't have much insight. If you have, please leave there. And besides the comments and discussion on the table on YouTube, we could also have a lot of collaboration and cooperation behind, because we were also working with a lot of hedge fund and private equity funds in Wall Street and Hong Kong as well, so we can do something. So leave your comments, leave your contact. We will do something out. So beside this one, we're going to see we're just checking like SGOC. That's something where I have a lot of insight, because this is just mentioned by my friend Alex. This is one crazy. My friend just make like over $1 million, like 1.5 million over one night. 1.5 million US dollar. He just make 1.5 US million dollars overnight. Okay, this is fucking crazy, right? And but the thing is, like, the time is limited. You can see like SGOC is later on, if you have time, you can check into the profile. The market cap of SGOC is pretty big. It's not really big, but it's like middle scale. At least it's like 1 to 2 billion US dollar. And then you can see that's a financial holding without a really solid and concrete business operation behind. And the company is holding a lot of different type of business, like a manufacturing, environmental protection, energy saving technology, equipment development, application, and they also do like money lending business in Hong Kong, and you know, do providing some mortgage loan to high cost target borrowers, as well as property investment to generate additional rental income. So what are they doing? It's so odd and weird. The company design, develop, and manufacture phase change material. What's that? Phase change material storage system, and applies them on cooling and heating system. Okay, the company operates money lending. Okay, so basically they do everything other than like gambling or like a porn hub, something like that, right? So I mean, if you check into the financial, they're not like making money, they're just like losing. Okay, but anyway, SGOC is losing money, and it's running all kinds of business, and it's odd and weird. And if you check into, if you just like Google, SGOC, it was off. And before last Friday, there was no information that. So for the monthly full, the comments come out like hours ago, like with Reddit trader fixed on SGOCO group, long-term investors should stay far away from the stock. It it was penny stock without much of the underlying business, which is enough for any savvy investor to stay away. Okay, it's just so they just ask you to, but it's the thing, like if you ever trade like a currency stocks, like meme stocks and all the shit, so these kind of stocks risky. And I mean, this kind of stock is definitely a good target for those like gambling style trader investor. Okay, if you are feel so bored and so, I mean if all the like major like mainstream stocks or indices are just boring for you, maybe like SGOC other than meme stock, because meme stocks are pulling back recently. So SGOC is gonna be the target for you to look at, even if he's pulling back right now. But I just heard my friend, because my friend already got $1 million to I mean, my friends entered around like $5 and just sold all. I mean, my friends entered before $10 and just sold everything around like 25. And I think what I heard is he's still gonna do something bad, really bad, to pick up to buy the dips, you know, maybe at a certain point of time this week. So how do you think? We will never have enough like clear enough information for this type of company, but you can definitely make enough money if you like wise enough and smart enough. Okay, so SGOC. Okay, so after that it's another one. Okay, MDIA, Mediacor Holdings. So I also put the links about like Mediacor Holdings in the description box. Like Mediacor Holdings, the return, I mean the stock is like triple. It's the same thing. It's not a Chinese link stock, but it's like went crazy from about like $3 to $17. It's also like 5 times, like 500% growing surge in just like the past 2 days, but it's pulling back right now. So is it a good time to buy the dip? I think so. For NDIA, STFC, and SGOC, this is totally gambling bit. So we're not gonna get into too much detail about technical fundamental analysis, because there's no point to talk about technical and fundamental analysis for this type of stock. You just put your money in and do the shot and just set your stop loss and profit taking like a level. You can do like 1 to 2, 1 to 3, something like that, to see if you have good, I mean, see if you have like good luck or not. Okay, so that's the thing, because I mean, if you have been doing meme stock, you're probably a fucking notorious gambler. So why don't you just bet for this supermarket mover for this week, right? Okay, I just talk too much shit about the China manipulation conspiracy theory and US manipulation conspiracy theory and class scheme and all that shit. And so we're gonna talk about some real things. Okay, let's calm down a little. So besides all that weird and odd, that's the real thing. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Besides all the shit we just talk about, besides all that weird and odd market environment, as well as financial and stock market crash, having mentioned and discussed over and over again by a lot of experts, professionals, and all that. So it's definitely important for us to keep a very close eye on your risk management, guys. Last week, one of the most famous US financial YouTuber, he's going to for the next like California state governor election. Okay, Meet Kevin. I think probably most of you would know. Meet Kevin just had a short video last week to talk about his opinion about the potential upcoming market crash, and he think it's better to hold more cash instead of stocks in the third quarter this year, to stand by along the way for opportunity to buy some good dips with great discounts. Totally agree. Me, Kevin mentioned that current U.S. economy recovery looks pretty odd, weird, and fake. U.S. disposable income and consumption have been boosted by money printing cycles, which soon will have to retreat. And then what will happen after that? Because you can imagine, like, how come like U.S. disposable income and consumption just like peak? Because money printing, right? So, all right. The thing is, like, in California, every citizen in California can get totally about $3,000 every month by doing nothing. Of course, this subsidy, this support, this money printing somehow support people to make ends meet and survive the pandemic, survive the COVID-19. But think about that. A lot of people originally couldn't even make that $3,000 monthly by working hard. But they can get like $3,000 by doing nothing right now. So they would be more likely to spend the $3,000 randomly, or probably just in stock market as gambling. So think about that. The benefit from money printing might have hugely accelerated the bubble somehow, the bubble for stock market, for housing market. Besides, okay, this is like more difficult to understand. The stock market and housing market have come to an unprecedented record high at an unprecedented fast pace, while commodity price somehow stopped rising and the treasury yield started falling in recent days. But anyway, this is meaning that tons of money have been printed and flow into the bubbling assets like stocks, real estate, instead of the normal direction to help US citizens to thrive. Okay? So inflation is ongoing as a warning sign for a while. Banks' loan to deposit ratio is freaking low for a while, meaning people are not borrowing money because there are no good investment opportunity out there. And then tons of money have been printed to boost the potential bubbles in stocks markets and housing markets. Think about that, guys. It's time to stay more conservative, protective, and defensive for your investment trading, for your asset, okay? Seriously. If you don't want to go broke or go bankrupt like overnight, and I mean, as I mentioned by me, Kevin, and all those like experts and professionals, besides holding more cash for the third quarter 2021, it's extremely important to act seriously and strictly on your trading investment strategy. What's your stop picks? What's your stop loss? What's your profit taking points? Okay, you have to think about that very seriously and do the trading setup before you place an order to buy or sell. Okay. I mean, like in an obvious booming cycle or like upward trending in the stock market, the chance is very high to profits by buying and holding any type of stocks randomly. But the same style can easily make you go broke or go bankrupt through a bad crash or correction. Okay, so in the bad crash or correction will probably be coming up soon. Okay, if you are not aware of that yet. So to this point, I mean, at the beginning of the live stream today, we're gonna talk about, like, I mean, regarding the top performers in second quarter earnings season, regarding some like conservative valuable plays. Let's check into some of the good performers in banking sector today, which could be relatively conservative plays as value stocks, as potential crash may not lead to a bad pullback to them. But I mean, once the bad crash or correction really happen, 20-30% pulling back is also possible for these type of like value and or like conservative stocks. And 20-30% loss is like painful enough, isn't it? So for my for me personally, my 2 cents is telling me to have serious and strict stop loss point. Serious and strict stop loss points for all assets, for all stocks in my trading investment portfolio, for all type of stocks, So let's check into some of the banking stocks for the second quarter earnings season. Let's start from the biggest, JPMorgan. JPMorgan, right? The fucking giant. You can see, okay, JPMorgan is like crazy. Past couple decades, especially since the China crisis, 2015, and okay. Can you imagine the worst time for like a JPMorgan was about, what was the 2008, the prime mortgage crisis? The price was even down below $1, and right now it's went like as high as like 167. So it's surged like 100 and almost like 170 times in 12 years. But I mean by the growth, I mean by the times of growth in this kind of pattern, you probably think that's aggressive, but I think everyone know about banking stock, JPMorgan, more like conservative or steady. So if we look into the daily chart right here, the line drawn here is not hard to understand. The upward slope line here is just drawn according to the previous high and some of the previous low here. And but when you look at the previous high and low, it's also good to consider the volume of that previous high and low you are looking. Okay, so and also there's another like horizontal line here as a support. So this like upward slope and this horizontal line sort of drawn as the short-term support. We just like talk about like, I mean, like for all time of like stocks or strategy, we still, I mean, because if you believe that market crash will be coming soon, it's better to have a stop loss. Better to have a strict and serious and clear stop loss. Any assets, any stocks you hold. Okay, so for me personally, I think like the upside potential is good. The upside potential is good because we don't know how like a Jerome Powell or like Biden, like how crazy they're gonna go. So the upside potential is, is uncapped, it's unlimited. But but once any bad things happen, we still need to have like some stop loss. So I have the upward slope here. And later on, if you have time, you can just pause my video to check into the more clearly with the stop loss, the upward upward slope in the horizontal line here as a stop loss. So I think the short-term stop loss will be around 105 to 150 around here. Okay, once it break down, I mean for me, I just cut all the positions. Okay, but the upside potential will be going on upward. And okay, so other than like JPMorgan, okay, the second biggest US bank is Bank of America. So I think like in today's live stream, like you probably can see we drove like similar line because most of the banking stocks are going in a similar pattern, somehow similar pattern. So for like Bank of America, we also have an upward slope here, horizontal line here. Okay, so okay, obviously it broke the upward slope like so far today. So for me, I would like to have some stop loss for part of the position, but once it break down horizontal line, I will close on Bank of America. Okay, so if you have some more idea about like JPMorgan and Bank of America, JPMorgan is like security for commercial bank, for investment bank, for asset management, and Bank of America is has more focus on commercial bank and corporate banking, commercial bank, investment bank. And then let's look into JPMorgan, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. Okay, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. I think like most of you have already got an idea that there are two of the biggest investment banking in the US, like US based. But we can see they also have like similar chart. They also have like similar chart. We also draw a similar like technical line. I mean trend line for Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. So like for me, currently I'm holding JPMorgan, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley, the four major banks. Like I know like some of you may also look after like Citibanks or like Wells Fargo. They are also big enough to look into. But anyway, for Goldman Sachs, like Morgan Stanley, they just had a pullback, and we can see like they just had a pretty nice and big surge yesterday because of the earning report. Okay, so that's something happened to JPMorgan and Bank of America too. They just have a very beautiful, nice yesterday and had a look back today. For me, that's totally fine because like these type of like banking, like super huge banking stocks, like conservative play, they're not good target for us to do like day trading, do intraday trading. No, we don't use it for. We use it for. You can use it for a swing trade. For you can trade it for me personally. The capital I have for banking stuff, for like for example for JPMorgan, I would like have like 1/3 of that short-term trading and 2/3 of that for long-term investment. Okay, so whenever they of course we just mentioned about the crash, the correction like possibly happening very soon. So I will have that 2/3 to cash out more, and then waiting for the pullback to buy the dips. And for the short-term trading, for that 1/3, I will just use them to follow the trend line I'm drawing here. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So these are the four stocks: JPMorgan, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and Goldman Sachs. Let's see. I'm probably talking too much bullshit today. I'll have to work time. Seems we don't have like much. anyone buying this. I think a lot of people, especially those like mid to long-term investors, definitely holding like JPMorgan, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and Goldman Sachs. And a lot of like crazy, insane, like stupid or smart people would definitely looking after the super mover, which is mentioned about here today: OSAT, SGOC, MDIA, STFC. These tickers are some of the crazy star we will look at in the past few days or this week. But some people are like dating on my chart, on my chat. Okay, so let's go back to Anna because yeah, the time is limited. So we're going to ending up soon. As mentioned like over and over again, don't go all in for anything at any point of time unless you're ending your life forever. Okay, please check into my other short video and subscribe. Like and subscribe first, please. Like and subscribe. Please check into my other short video and the educational courses, which should be easy and simple enough for you to pick up and brush up some information, but also important enough for you to keep in mind for some of the good information. So like always, do your portfolio management and risk management to include all of the 3 major types of strategies in your trading and investment. Okay, the conservative, the steady, and the aggressive one. Okay, so the banking stocks just mentioned today might fit in the conservative strategies of your portfolios more, while the crazy movers we just mentioned today might fit into your aggressive strategies more. Okay, if you're listening to me. But the aggressive ones, you may not need to have that much position for long-term investment because you just cannot have any long-term vision for them, right? You just trade them for a few days, for a few hours, okay? But for the conservative and steady picks, the stocks like the banking stock which is mentioned, you may consider, as mentioned, like 1/3 of your allocation originally planned for these stocks for short-term trading and 2/3 of the allocation for mid to long-term investment for those stocks. It's safer and more professional. I mean, it's not safe by me, just a theory. It's just a concrete theory. Every trader, every professional investor has been doing. Okay, so it's safer and more professional to avoid from blowing up your account and going broke. Okay, if you don't want to go broke, if you don't want to blow up your account, do this. Do your portfolio management and risk management, and then have better. And I mean, this also help you have better chance to make some real profits over the long run. Okay. So the information today is a little bit messy. I hope you don't mind, but I think they are definitely helpful. Okay, so I mean, time is really limited. I was going to show you guys about banking stuff with the Wall Street analyst comments and rating on TPST.com as well, but obviously we just don't have enough time to do that right now. But I put all the information in the description box down below in the video. Down below this video, please check into that later on when you have time, and please never forget to strike the like and subscribe button. And I mean seriously, I really hope to find and create something helpful and insightful for your trading investment. Okay, and please feel free to let me know any of your thoughts and comments. Never forget to strike the like and subscribe button. Okay, and if you can, please donate with the link in the description box I just mentioned. And sorry about like talking too much bullshit today, and I love you and peace out, and let's have more in the next one. See you.